coachman startled, dropping his blunderbuss. A real crack criminal of the first order. Marcus reined Khan to a halt, dry dirt spraying the fallen weapon. The oaf bent at the waist, reaching for it. "I wouldn't do that." Marcus cocked his pistol, and moonlight bounced off polished steel. The man righted himself. "Who are ye?" "Lord Marcus Bowles at your service." He sprang from the saddle, expecting the highwayman to spout a colourful sobriquet, but this one merely staggered back, wiping his sleeve across his bulbous nose. A quick scan of the tree-lined gully showed no one lurking. Further out, a trio of stone cottages hunkered by a stone wall, their windows dark. Everything was stark and quiet, save the skirling wind. The coachman snatched his hat off the ground and whacked it against his leg. Head cocked, Marcus sized up the highwayman. The youth was tall, but barely old enough to strop a razor. "My blunderbuss! I need it back!" Marcus stepped on the brass barrel, a whiff of Irish stout coming off the youth. "I'm not in the habit of handing over pistols to highwaymen." "Horatio! A highwayman!" The coachman wheezed curt laughter. "Why, he's the Jolly Sheep's hostler come to fix a broken brace on my coach." He swung his lantern around. "See, there!" Light glowed over village names, painted on garish yellow panels. The stage stops from London to Edinburgh. The tired vehicle listed to one side, a broken leather strap dangling off the front axle. Marcus peered at the driver. "Since when do hostlers point pistols at coachmen?" Cottony wisps of hair haloed the old man's head. His lined face pinched. "Well now, there was a wee problem. Horatio was a bit of a waddlehead, being deep in his cups and all. But he's a good lad, he is. A kiss!" Horatio's sotted voice boomed. "That's all I wanted." Marcus cringed. "You wanted to kiss the coachman?" The women tittered behind him. "Not him! Her!" The scarlet-faced hostler jabbed a grimy finger at the coach horses. A tall woman, cloaked in red, held the lead horse's bridle. No flesh was visible. Red gloves even covered her hands. The driver faced the hostler. "When a woman says no, you got to listen." Putting on his hat, he turned to Marcus. "I was telling him to go home when ye came riding." Marcus couldn't see the woman in red's eyes, but she took his measure, her stare a palpable plumb line from the horses to where he stood. "Then I'll stay, and make sure the hostler takes his proper leave," he said, his pistol arm relaxing. The hostler cleared his throat. Shoulders slumping, the young man's glower swept to the woman in red. "Didn't mean any harm," he mumbled. I'm sorry." The mysterious woman closed the distance, the pitch of her skirts gentle yet full of purpose. Her cloak wasn't long enough to hide hems browned from mud. Likely she'd been recruited to push the coach out of a rut or two. Marcus had theories about women's skirts. They could be as telling as a broadsheet. "You're forgiven, but I suggest you abstain from strong drink." Her words rang clear above the wind. "You gave Mrs. Tubbs and Mrs. Farley a horrible fright." Marcus tucked a thumb in his waistcoat pocket. Interesting. She omitted any mention of her own fright. Her posture rigid, the woman in red could be a sergeant in a skirt, redressing an errant recruit, the watermark of a strict governess. The admonished hostler stumbled forward, his droopy-eyed stare dipping to the blunderbuss. Marcus shook his head, his boot on the weapon. "The coachman will take your pistol. You'll find it at the Jolly Sheep come morning, when you're good and sober." Horatio hiccuped and lurched, unsteady on his feet. The old man stepped lively and wrapped an arm around him. "That's it, lad," the coachman said, his frame bending under the burden. "Lean on me." Marcus tucked away his pistol. "Here, let me see him home." "Best if I do it. He lives there." The driver nodded at the cottages. "Beyond those trees."